This is Cruise News Today with Doug Parker. Good morning, and here's your cruise news for Tuesday, July 1st. We've got some big updates this morning, starting with a shocking incident aboard Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas. For the second time this month, a glass panel has shattered on the ship, this time above the adults-only Solarium, just as it was approaching Port Canaveral. Thankfully, no injuries were reported and the glass remained safely in place. This comes after a similar incident last month near the coastal kitchen, where a crew member's quick thinking likely saved the day. Meanwhile, in another bold move, Carnival Cruise Line has announced they're ending their partnership with Pepsi and bringing back Coca-Cola products across their entire US fleet. Starting this summer, guests can once again enjoy their favorite Coke beverages. Stay tuned for all the details in today's Cruise News Update. Now, let's get into the specifics of the Royal Caribbean incident. For those who don't know, the Symphony of the Seas is one of Royal Caribbean's flagship vessels, known for its enormous size and luxurious offerings. So when something as unexpected as a glass panel shattering happens, it catches everyone's attention. The latest incident occurred this past Sunday, just as the ship was making its way to Port Canaveral, a rooftop glass pane above the adults-only Solarium, a quiet retreat for guests to relax and unwind, suddenly shattered. Now, this wasn't your regular glass. It was tempered glass designed to withstand the daily wear and tear of being on a cruise ship, but it's clear that even the best materials can have their breaking point. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the glass shattered in such a way that it didn't fall to the ground or pose a threat to the passengers below. In fact, it stayed in place, ensuring that the crew had time to assess the situation and ensure safety protocols were followed. The incident might seem a bit alarming to some, but let's put this into perspective. The Symphony of the Seas is a massive ship, and it's designed with safety in mind. The crew on board is highly trained for situations just like this one, so everything was handled appropriately. But it does raise some questions. Why is this happening again? If you remember, we reported a similar incident on this very ship last month, where a glass panel near the coastal kitchen almost fell on a guest. Thankfully, a crew member acted quickly to prevent what could have been a serious situation. A lot of guests who were on board or witnessed these events are speculating that the vibrations from the ship, especially when it's docking in places like Central Florida, may be causing the glass panels to break. It's important to note that Royal Caribbean has yet to comment publicly on the situation, but we are keeping an eye on any updates. For now, it's reassuring to know that no one was injured and the ship continues to provide a safe environment for its guests. That's what really matters at the end of the day, right? Now, speaking of changes in the cruising world, here's some big news that's been buzzing around the cruise industry. Carnival Cruise Line is making a major switch in its beverage offerings. After 3 years of serving Pepsi products, Carnival has decided to end its partnership with the soda giant and return to Coca-Cola as its official beverage provider across its US fleet. This move is already causing quite a stir among passengers, who've grown accustomed to enjoying their Pepsi sodas. But this change is about more than just personal preference. It's part of a bigger strategy to enhance the guest experience. Starting later this summer, guests can expect to find Coca-Cola products, including sodas, flavored waters, and even sports drinks, back on the menu. If you're a Coke fan, this is your time to rejoice. The full rollout will be completed by the end of September, so make sure to plan accordingly for your upcoming cruise. But why the switch? Well, there are a number of factors at play here. For one, Coca-Cola has long been a staple of the cruising industry, and many guests associate the iconic brand with their vacation experience. Carnival, it seems, has decided to go with what many believe is a more universally loved brand, to keep the experience familiar for its guests. But there's also the logistical side of things. When it comes to large-scale partnerships like this, there are a lot of behind-the-scenes negotiations regarding contracts, pricing, and product availability. Coca-Cola has a much larger global reach and presence, which likely made it the more attractive choice for Carnival. Whatever the reason, this change is set to affect millions of Carnival passengers going forward. As cruise lines adapt to new challenges and opportunities, European cities are also stepping up to regulate the growth of cruise tourism. Over the last few years, we've seen increasing concerns about overcrowding and environmental impact as the number of cruise passengers visiting popular destinations skyrockets. One city that's taking a stand is Cannes, located along the French Riviera. Starting in January, Cannes will no longer allow ships carrying over 1,000 passengers to dock at its port. Instead, Larger vessels will have to transfer their passengers via tender boats, smaller boats that take passengers from the ship to the shore. This move is all part of a broader effort to preserve the beauty and charm of Cannes, while also reducing the environmental impact of large cruise ships. This isn't an isolated case either. Cities like Venice and Barcelona have already implemented similar measures to control the number of large ships visiting their ports. This concern here is twofold: the sheer number of tourists flooding into these cities and the negative environmental effects of massive cruise ships, which can contribute to pollution and overcrowding. The new regulations aim to find a balance between tourism and conservation, ensuring that these iconic cities remain attractive for visitors without overwhelming them. Finally, let's wrap things up with some cruise stock news. Carnival Corporation saw a 3% jump in its stock price, closing at $28.12. Meanwhile, Royal Caribbean saw a 1% increase, reaching $313.14, and Norwegian Cruise Line had a slight uptick to $20.28. Viking also had a 1% increase, reaching $53.29. It's clear that the cruise industry is on the rebound, with stocks reflecting investor confidence as ships continue to sail and new changes are implemented. As always, if you have any tips or leads on stories, feel free to reach out to us at tips@cruiseradio.net. Until then, have yourself a great Tuesday. I'm Doug Parker, and this has been your Cruise News.